nights got me twisted. Concrete maze, constant sound, chasing ghosts of validation. On this hollow, spinning ground, I lost the thread of who I am and all the noise and neon signs. Forgot the taste of quiet, forgot the scent of climbing pines. My spirit's thin and frail, like a signal from a distant star. I need a simpler frequency, I need to remember who we are. Before the complications, before the need to be so loud, I'm turning off this highway, getting lost inside a cloud of memory. I'm packing light this time, just my soul and this soul need to feel the earth beneath my feet. To plant a simple seed of peace, to drink from water that doesn't come from any pipe. Sit beneath the same old moon and get my timing right with the universe. This is my return to origin, my pilgrimage back home. Not to a house, but to the soil from which my dreams first roamed. To hear my grandma's stories in the whispering of the trees, to let a river current wash away what success means. I'm going back to find the rhythm that my heartbeat used to know before the world told it how fast and what direction it should go. This is my return to origin, a reset for my soul. To become whole, I have to lose this artificial control. Gonna walk the dusty path that leads down to the swimming hole, where time was measured in fireflies, not minutes on a scroll. Gonna help my uncle in the garden feel the dirt beneath my nails. Listen to the wisdom that the simple chore entails. I need to hear the language that the crickets speak at night, to see myself reflected in the morning's golden light. Not in a screen, they call it going backwards, they call it running away. But sometimes the most progressive move you possibly can make is to go back to the source, to the well that never dried, to remember the foundation on which your life is tied. This is my return to origin, my pilgrimage back home. Not to a house, but to the soil from which my dreams first roamed. To hear my grandma's stories in the whispering of the trees, to let the river current wash away what success means. I'm going back to find a rhythm that my heartbeat used to know before the world told it how fast and what direction it should go. This is my return to origins, a reset for my soul. To become whole, I had to lose this artificial control. It's not about escaping, it's about recalibration, touching the core of my own unique creation. Before the layers of should and must were applied, I need to meet the child inside who never lied about what brings joy, the origin point of my own flame. Returning isn't defeat, it's learning how to play the game by my own rules again. Going back to find my way forward, to the roots, get restored, to the source of my power in the quiet hour. I'm going home to my origin. This is my return to origin, my pilgrimage back home. Not to a house, but to the soil when my dreams first roamed. To hear my grandma's stories in the whispering trees, to let the river wash away what success means. I'm going back to find a rhythm my heartbeat used to know before the world told it how fast and where to go. This is my return to origins, a reset for my soul. I'm going home to become
You said the door was closed, you said my name was erased. You celebrated when I stumbled, loved it when I lost my place. You counted me out, you wrote the obituary in your mind for the version of me you left so mercifully behind. But baby, you forgot one thing about a phoenix, it's a sign. It needs to fight to rise, and I've been in the flame this whole damn time. Polishing my crown in private, sharpening my every skill. Waiting for the perfect moment for my destiny to spill all over your parade. And now the trumpets sound for me, the road is clear and red. I'm walking back into the spotlight, everything you said. This dust beneath my heel, the narrative is mine to claim. You try to say you knew me, you try to say my name with a familiar smile, but the context has been changed. I rearranged the whole game, boy, while you remain exactly where you were. This is mine every return. Can you feel the ground shake? I'm every promise I ever made, and every risk I ever took. The kingdom is recreating, within is paid in full. I'm louder, I'm sharper, I'm unbreakable, I'm pulled by different gravity now. Keeping each smile it was full. This is mine every return. I want you to have a perfect view from there. In the past where you alone watching me soar. This is mine every return, and I'm coming back for more. I see the shock in your eyes, scramble to adjust. A sudden sweet remembrance of a long forgotten trust. You wish you added me too late, the loyalty train left the station. When you chose to bet on my annihilation, I took it down, turned it into diamonds for my chain. I took the pain and used it as a battery for my brain. Now I'm electric, now I'm legendary. Now I'm back, and everything I touch from here on out turns gold, in fact. So save your hair, smile, welcome, save your weak apology. Your absence was the greatest gift you ever gave to me. You taught me how to fly solo, and now that I can soar, I don't need your approval anymore. This is my every return. Can you feel the ground shake? I'm every promise I ever made, and every risk I ever took. The kingdom is reclaiming, with it is paid in full. I'm louder, I'm sharper, I'm unbreakable, I'm pulled by different gravity now. You keep and reach my hood that's full. This is my every return, and I want you to have a perfect view from there. In the past where you alone watching me soar. Oh, this is my every return, and I'm coming back for more. This isn't a revenge fantasy. It's a simple statement of fact. I left a boy, and I've come back a man, and that's that. The triumph isn't over you, it's over the old me. You knew the one who believed your narrative, the one who thought he needed you. This return is my graduation, you're just a face in the old crowd. The applause I'm hearing now, it's coming from inside and it's loud. Every time, feel the ground shake. Every promise made, every breath I took. Kingdom reclaimed, into this day in full. Louder, sharper, I'm unbreakable, different gravity. Can't reach my eyes and feet. Can we fool at a return? Feel from back there in the past. Why can't we so why never return? I am back.
I got lost in my own ego and the stories I would tell. Built a fortress on a mountain where nobody else could dwell. I thought strength was isolation, I thought love was just a risk that would leave me with an emptiness, a fundamental twist in my storyline. So I kept driving, putting miles on my fears, drowning out the quiet voices with the music in my ears. But the road noise got so lonely, and the sky got way too wide, and I ached for a familiar light to run and hide my tired heart inside. So I'm turning the car around with my pride left on the seat and my failures in the trunk. and my apologies on repeat on my lips. I don't know if the key still fits the lock, or if you'll even wanna stop the clock on a distance I created, but my soul is out of gas, and home is the only destination left that's built to last. This is my return home, with my head bowed and my heart bare, to the place that knows my shadows and the secrets that I share. With the walls, with the silence in the hallway after dark, with the kitchen light that always seemed to be my guiding spark. I'm coming back not as a hero, not as someone who has won, just as someone who is finished with the running, who is done with the wandering. I'm returning home to see if there's a space for the weary. Change remains of my misplaced, misguided grace. I'm coming home. I smell the familiar cooking from a mile down the street. My defenses start to crumble, my anxious heart skips a beat. Not from fear but from the longing I had buried way too deep. The promise of acceptance before I drift off to sleep. In my old room, will it feel the same? Will I feel small? Or will it finally feel like I can let my fences fall and just be broken or be whole, or be somewhere in between? The only place I've ever been where I don't have to mean anything at all. The porch light is on a simple, ordinary sight, but it's a beacon in the wilderness of my own endless night. This is my return home, with my head bowed and my heart bare, to the place that knows my shadows and the secrets that I share. With the walls, with the silence in the hallway after dark, with the kitchen light that always seemed to be my guiding spark. I'm coming back not as a hero, not as someone who has won, just as someone who is finished with the running, who is done with the wandering. I'm returning to see if there's a space for the weary. Change remains of my misplaced, misguided grace. I'm coming home. Home isn't a perfect place, it's where the fights were had and forgiven, where you first felt incredibly sad and incredibly safe at the exact same fragile time. It's where your history lives, not in a book but in the ground, on the windowsill, the dent in the floor from your old bed, the place that loved you into being and will love you till you're dead. This return isn't defeat, it's the bravest step I've ever known, to surrender the armor and be truly deeply home. This is my return home, with my head bowed and my heart bare, to the place that knows my shadows and the secrets that I share. With the walls, with the silence in the hallway after dark, with the kitchen light be my guiding spark. I'm coming back not as a hero, not as someone who has won, just as someone finished with the running, who is done. I'm returning home to see if there's a space for the weary. Change remains of my grace. I'm coming home, home, home. Home isn't a perfect place, it's where the fights were had and forgiven, where you first felt incredibly sad and incredibly safe at the exact same fragile time. It's where your history lives, not in a book but in the ground, on the windowsill, the dent in the floor from your old bed, the place that loved you into being and will love you till you're dead. This return isn't a defeat, it's the bravest step I've ever known, to surrender the armor and be truly, deeply home. Jesus. My return home, my head bowed and my heart a place that knows my shadows and the secrets that I share. With the walls, with the silence in the hallway after dark, with the kitchen light be my guiding spark. I'm coming back not as a hero, not as someone who is won, just as someone finished for running. Who is done it, to see if there's a space for the weary, change remains of my grace.
I thought I boxed it up and shipped it to a distant shore. Label do not open, sealed the lock and bolted the door. To that room in my heart, I built new furniture on top. Convinced the floorboards wouldn't creak, convinced the memories would stop. They're whispering, but seasons change. There's something in the autumn air, the scent of burning leaves, a certain quality of light somewhere. Brings it all back, the ghost you are is stronger than the man you were. You don't knock on the door, no, you just occur in my bloodstream. This isn't a choice, it's a tectonic shift inside. The emotion return, I can no longer hide. Won't fight the levees breaking in, the flood is not of tears, but of the full unedited truth of all those years. I tried to disown, it's coming back to claim this place, to stare me in the mirror with his unforgiving face. This is my emotional return. The past is at the gate, it doesn't want an apology, it doesn't want a debate, it just wants to be felt all the way. The joy, the brutal cost, the love I thought was salvageable, the love I knew was lost. It's all here in this room now, a presence in the air, a feeling I can't rationalize or even really bear. But I have to, this emotional return is the final painful phase of a love that never learned the proper gentle ways to say goodbye. To say goodbye. I see your smiling strangers on a crowded subway car. I hear your laughing melodies coming from a passing bar. My mind is a traitor playing reruns of the best and worst of us, putting my capacity for peace to the test. I dated other people, I said the words I'm over it. I built a life that's good and full, and yet I have to admit the foundation's haunted. That emotional return isn't about you, it's about the part of me that you grew and then abandoned. So I'm sitting in a feeling, letting it wash over me, not as an enemy, but as a messy, painful sea. I have to swim through once more to get to the other side, where the memory is a picture, not a wound I have to hide. This is my emotion, the past is at the gate. It doesn't want an apology, it doesn't want a debate, it just wants to be felt all the way. The joy, the brutal cost, the love I thought was salvageable, the love I knew was lost. It's all here in this room now, a presence in the air, a feeling I can't rationalize or even really bear. But I have to, this emotional return is the final painful phase of a love that never learned the proper gentle ways to say goodbye. To say goodbye. Maybe love never really ends, it just changes its address from the present tense to a museum in your chest where you can visit sometime, with a ticket paid in sorrow, knowing you'll leave alone, but maybe more whole tomorrow. This emotional return is me visiting the exhibit, touching the velvet rope, finally admitting I still love the art we were, and I always will.
But the museum is closing now, and I must be still and let it go.
Followed all the instructions, climbed the ladder that they gave, landed in a penthouse view, right beside an early grave. But my spirit checked the boxes, earned the titles, played the part, and ended up with a masterpiece, but a bankrupt, lonely heart. The destination was a mirage, the prize was made of sand. I'm standing at the finish line, empty with my winning hand, feeling like a loser. So what's the move when you win the game? And realize you never even wanted fortune or the fame in the way that they defined it. I think I took a wrong turn at the very first decision, traded my intuition for a practical safe vision. So I'm hitting rewind, now with regret but with a plan, to return to the starting line and listen to the man. I was before the world told him who we ought to be, before the noise, before the need, when he was just me. We're free. This is my return to start, I'm going back to square one, erasing all the shoulds under a different sun. I'm giving back the trophies, I'm unlearning the rules, dropping out of the race of the competitive fools. The beginning had the answer and it's pure, untainted. Why? I'm going back to find a spark in my own infant eye. Before the path was chosen, when every road was mine, this return to start is my defiant great design. To begin again, yeah. Gonna sell the fancy symbols, simplify my hungry wants, trade the boardroom for a notebook, trade the hustle for the haunts of my own curiosity. Gonna ask the simple questions without demanding instant marketable suggestions. I'm returning to the blank page, to the silence, to the itch that can't be scratched by anything that makes me rich and money but poor in time. I'm going back to the first dream, the one that came before the strategy, the one that made me beam with a secret, silly joy. They'll call it a midlife crisis, a breakdown or a waste. I call it the only way to rediscover my own taste for life, again. This is my return to start, I'm going back to square one, erasing all the shoulds under a different sun. I'm giving back the trophies, I'm unlearning the rules, dropping out of the race of the competitive fools. The beginning had the answer and it's pure, untainted. Why? I'm going back to find the spark in my own infant eye. Before the path was chosen, when every road was mine, this return to start is my defiant great design. To begin again. It's not about going backward in time, that's impossible, I know. It's about going inward to the seed and letting it grow in a new direction with the wisdom of the roads I've walked, but with the courage of the kid before he ever balked. Had a crazy idea, the return to start is a shedding of the skin of the person I became to please the world I'm in. I'm not that person anymore, I'm the one before the first yes to someone else's life, and now I must confess I choose mine, not bright. Okay. This is my return to start, I'm going back to square one, erasing all the shoulds under a different sun. I'm giving back the trophies, I'm unlearning the rules, dropping out of the race of the competitive fools. The beginning at the answer and it's pure untainted. Why? I'm going back to find the spark in my own infant eye. Before the path was chosen when every road was mine. This return to start, this pirate I begin. This is my return to start. I'm going back to square one, erasing all the shoulds under a different sun. I'm giving back the trophies, I'm unlearning the rules, dropping out of the race of the competitive fools. The beginning had the answer and it's pure untainted. Why? I'm going back to find a spark in my own infant eye. Before the path was chosen when every road was mine. This return to start is how I realign. I begin again.
We wrote the ending in blood and in tears. Swore it was the final page. Deleted the numbers, burned all the bridges at catastrophic stage. We called us, I moved to a different city. Changed my hair, my scene. Told everyone, including myself, you were a dangerous, beautiful dream. I had to wait for men for a while. It worked, the distance was a cure. I built a life that didn't have your fingerprints, so clean and so pure. But the cure was just a pause, cause baby we're a chemical reaction. An addiction, opposing magnetic pole, a fatal attraction. The equation was never solved. I feel the pull in my solar plexus of gravity I can't defy. When the moon is in a certain phase, I catch you sent on the midnight sky. It's not a one, it's a law of physics, it's a orbit I can't break. This inevitable return is the one promise we didn't dare to make, but it's coming true. This is the inevitable return, the tide coming back to the shore. The part of the story can't ignore, can't lock behind the door. It's in the way my body remembers the map of your skin, in a space you left behind that no one else can ever fit in. We can fight it with logic, with miles, with other names on our lips, but the connection is a singularity, and into it my resistance slips. This is the inevitable return. Don't act surprised when I'm there. Our story was always a circle, baby, and we're both still trapped in its snare. I see your face in every crowd, your silhouette in every hall. My new love try to hold me, but they can't break through the wall of your memory, which isn't memory. It's a current living hot, a thread that was never cut, just buried and forgot. For a little while now it's tugging, pulling me back to ground zero, to the scene of the crime, to the place we were both hero and villain. I don't know if it's love or poison on my fate. I just know that arguing with the universe is a waste of my breath. So I'm booking the ticket, I'm not happy about it, I'm not proud. I'm just obeying the deeper rhythm, saying the words aloud. I'm coming back, it's inevitable, like sunset, like the rain, like the echo of our first hello, which contained this entire pain and pleasure. This is the inevitable return, the tide coming back to the shore. The part of the story you can't ignore, can't lock behind the door. It's in the way my body remembers the map of your skin, in the space you left behind that no one else can ever fit in. We can fight it with logic, with miles, with other names on our lips, but the connection is a singularity, and into it my resistance slips. This is the inevitable return. Don't act surprised when I'm there. Our story was always a circle, baby, and we're both still trapped in its snare. Maybe some people are all just black holes for each other, meant to destroy and recreate one another. Over and over, a cycle of ruin and bliss. Maybe the inevitable is the only point of this, to learn that you cannot run a part of your own soul, even when that part of your soul makes you less than whole. It just is. And you return because you must. This is the inevitable return to dust, the part of the story I can't ignore. It's in the way my body remembers your skin, in the space you left that no one else fits in. We can fight it with logic, with mouths, with lies, but the connection's a singularity near these skies. This is the I never the slow return. I'll see you in the fire again.
I've been singing in auto-tune, dancing to a program beat, saying words that didn't nourish my soul or help me find my feet. On a solid ground, I was chasing trends of fleeting plastic sound, till I heard a no record spinning, crackling from underground. In my memory, it was my granddaddy's blues, my mama's gospel spoke hum. Field song in my bloodline, the rhythm I come from. It shook me awake, I've been building on a foundation of sand, ignoring the bedrock of my heritage, the strength of my own hand. As it collapsed in time, so I'm trading sense for soul, I'm trading flash for feeling true. Going back to the root of the rhythm, the struggle to break through, that my people sing about. I'm dipping my cup in the well, where the water is deep and has a powerful story to tell about resilience. This is my return, the roots, my feet are in the clay. I'm singing with the voices of my ancestors today. The blues ain't just a feeling, it's a history, it's a road. The gospel is the hope that helps you carry a heavy load. I'm connecting to the source, where the power really lies, in the sweat, in the spirit, in the truth, telling lies on my people. This return to roots is my rebirth, my inheritance, my wisdom, my proving of my worth on my own terms. Gonna study the scales of birth, the jazz and rhymes that build the hip-hop. Gonna let the southern heat inform a flow until I drop. The truth so raw and real, it makes the satellites vibrate. I'm reclaiming my own narrative before it's far too late. This ain't appropriation, this is a homecoming parade for the part of my soul that I was almost persuaded to leave behind, but the roots are stronger than the stone. They hold you firm, they keep you righteous, they keep you warm and real. They try to tell me it was basic, they try to tell me it was old, yeah. But the roots are where the nutrients are, where the story is told in its purest form. This is my return to root, my feet are in the clay. I'm singing with the voices of my ancestors today. The blues ain't just a feeling, it's a history, it's a road. The gospel is a hope that helps you carry the heavy load. I'm connecting to the source, where the power really lies, in the sweat, in the spirit, in the truth, telling lies of my people. This return to roots is my rebirth, my inheritance, my wisdom, my proving of my worth on my own terms. Come on, get away. that you needed space to figure your own story out, to walk a lonely path, to wrestle with your doubt. I didn't beg, I didn't scream, I simply kissed your cheek and said I understand. My confidence was not a technique. It wasn't knowing I saw the journey in your eyes, a necessary bend. I knew the road you had to travel would eventually loop back, my friend, to me. So I let you go without a chain, without a bitter word. I lived my life, I spread my wings, I did the work, I deferred. And I waited not idly, but with a quiet, certain grace. Cause when you build a love on bedrock, not on shifting shallow sands, you can afford the patience, you can hold the future in your hands and feel it shape. I knew the ending of this chapter wasn't the end, it was just an intermission, time for both our hearts to mend and expand. And now the season's turning and I feel the subtle shift. The expected return is right on time, a precious promise gift. This is the expected return, the circle coming round, the lost piece of the puzzle that I always knew would be found. You're standing at my doorway with the same look in your eye, but wiser now and clearer under the same night sky. I didn't mark the calendar, but my soul kept the date for this inevitable, beautiful twist of fate. Welcome back to space I held for you was never filled with air. It was filled with faith, and baby, faith is knowing you'll be there. Right on time, right on time. I watched you grow from afar, I cheered your victories in my mind. I never took it personally, the leaving was a design for your becoming and for mine. I became more of who I am, so I could love the more of you, the deeper, fuller ground of your soul. The expected return isn't about possession, it's about the mutual, profound and beautiful progression of two people who belong, even when they're apart. The expected return is a masterpiece of the trust and heart. So come in, the tea is still your favorite, the chair is still your place. The Lord ain't go on vacation, it just slowed its pace to match your journey. This is the expected return, the circle coming, turn, the circle coming round. Feels a puzzle will be found, but I always knew it'd be found. With the same look in your eye, but wiser now and clearer under the same night sky. I didn't mark the calendar, but my soul kept the date for this inevitable, beautiful twist of fate. Welcome back to space I held for you was never filled with air. It was filled with faith, and baby, faith is knowing you'll be there. Right on time. Some loves are wildfires, fast and hot and briefly bright. Ours is an old deep river flowing steady through the night. It may divert around a rock, may seem to disappear, but the current always finds its way back year after year. The expected return is the rhythm of a love that's real. It doesn't fear the distance, it knows exactly how to feel. Oh, it's way home. This is the expected return. The circle coming round, the circle coming round. The peace I knew would be found. You're at my doorway, wiser, clearer. I didn't mark the calendar, but my soul kept the date. Welcome back, the space was filled with faith. You're here, right on time.
Yeah, yeah. Whoa, 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 yeah. The world was sharp and loud today, pulled at you from every side. I saw the light dim in your eyes, the way you try to hide the little hurts that add up to a heavy, weary weight. You came through the door and your shoulders told a story of your state. You didn't have to say a word. I took your bag, I took your coat, I led you to the softest chair, the one that feels like a lifeboat. In this chaotic sea, I'm making tea the way you like, turning down the blinding artificial stressful light. This is my purpose, not to fix it, not to solve the puzzles of your day, just to be the landing strip where your tired wings can lay, and fold to be the harbor where the storm-tossed ship can dock, to be the steady, solid, unconditional love on a door to peace. Your return home is my sacred call to catch you, dear, before you feel like you could fall. This is your return home. Let the outside world dissolve, let the mask you had to wear finally all revolve off your face. Here you are, just you and all your tired grace. You don't have to earn your place in this familiar space. Let me hold the silence, or let me listen to the rain of all the frustration, all the unexpressed pain. Your return home is the closing of the circle, the deep breath after holding it too long, a quiet triumph over death. By 1,000 cuts, come home, my arms are your repair. Your return home is the answer to my silent, constant prayer for your peace. I'll run a bath with salts and smell of forest and of rain. I'll hum that music box tune to soothe the buzzing in your brain. We'll order food from that place that never gets the order wrong. We'll watch that silly movie, sing that stupid comforting song. We'll just exist together in the quiet, in the calm, where you are safe from any judging, I from any song of productivity. Here your worth is not in what you do, it's in the simple miracle of being, just being you, my beloved. The world can have the warrior, the achiever, the bright star, but when you cross this threshold, you're exactly who you are, and that is more than enough. Is your return home. Let the outside world dissolve, let the mask you had to wear finally all revolve off your face. Here you are, just you and all your tired grace. You don't have to earn your place in this familiar space. Let me hold the silence, so let me listen to the rain of all the frustration, all the unexpressed pain. Your return home is the closing of the circle, the deep breath after holding it too long, a quiet triumph over death. By 1,000 cuts, come home, my arms are your repair. Your return home is the answer to my silent, constant prayer for your peace, huh? Home isn't a place you find, it's a place you build for someone else. A fortress of small kindness is a shelf where they can put their burdens down. Your return home is the most beautiful sound. I know the key in the lock, the sigh on the stair, the proof that you know somewhere deep that I care enough to make a haven. Your return home is my heart's beat. Now, rest your feet. This is your return home, where the world is all, let the mask revolve. Here you are, you in all your grace. You have your place, let me hold the silence, listen to the rain. Your return home ends the pain. Come home, my heart are your repair. Your home, your savior. The sun dies in the evening, is born again at dawn. The leaves fall and become the soil from which new life is drawn. You love, you lose, you grieve, you find a new love waiting there, with a different face but with a familiar knowing stare. The hero journeys out and then returns transformed. The pattern is the story since the universe was formed. You've been here before in different skin, in different time, reliving variations of the rhythm and the rhyme of existence. This is not a line from birth to death, a single fleeting rhyme. It is a spiral, an eternal return beneath the same old sun. And moon, each joy, each sorrow, you will meet it once again. Not as punishment, but as an old forgotten friend, come to teach you what you didn't learn the last time through. The eternal return is always offering the lesson anew. This is the eternal return, the will, the sacred spin. You end where you begin, and you begin where you have been. The lover you can't quit, the challenge you must face, the triumph, the disaster, all find their time and place again and again. In the great revolving dance of chance and choice and cosmic vast romance, do not despair the cycle, do not curse the coming round. In the eternal return, all that is lost is always found. In a new form, the return is eternal, and so are you. The fear you feel today, you felt in an Athenian square. The courage that now rises, you who grew in mountain air. In a past you can't recall, the deja vu is just a glimpse of the eternal pattern where the soul forever limps and soars and learns. You will return to this same crossroad sign until you choose the path that aligns you with the grand design of your own soul's growth. The faces change, the sets rearrange, but the core lessons recur on a cosmic sweeping range. Pay attention. The return is not a prison, it's a school of highest grace. You have infinite tomorrows to find your proper place in the pattern. To break the cycle, you must first see the wheel, then choose with conscious love what you will finally feel and heal. Here, this is the eternal return, the wheel, the sacred spin. You end where you begin, and you begin where you have been. The lover you can't quit, the challenge you must face, the triumph, the disaster, all find their time and place again and again. In the great revolving dance of chance and choice and cosmic vast romance, do not despair the cycle, do not curse the coming round. In the eternal return, all that is lost is always found. In a new form, the return is eternal, and so are you. Oh, yeah, yeah. In the joy, in the soul, you will be with me. The spiral climbs, though it seems a circle to the eye. Each return is a higher orbit in the sky of understanding, until you see the wheel from far above and step off into unconditional love, which was the point of the spin. All along I see the eternal return, the wheel, the sacred spin. I end where I begin, and I begin where I have been. The lover, the challenge, the triumph, the fall. I have In the great revolving dance, I embrace the chance. I do not despair the cycle, I do not curse the coming round in the eternal return. I am always found. The return is eternal, and I